I've been doing combat sports since I was 7 years old, so I've had belts from jiu-jitsu, I have samurai swords, I have just certificates of me getting like a high ranking belt as I gotten better throughout the years. But before I did boxing, I did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Judo, and wrestling for since I was 7 to I was about 14. So I overlapped boxing and Jiu-Jitsu for a couple of years. The reason why I wanted to get into boxing was just because of my whole plan was to do like MMA, but then I kind of just fell in love with the stand-up part, and ever since then it was just boxing all the time.
Didn't want to do the girly things. She tried every kind of sport out there. One day she came home and told her dad she wanted to do jiu-jitsu. Then she decided she didn't want to do jiu-jitsu no more. So then she went into boxing and jiu-jitsu at the same time. 5 days a week, 6 days a week, every day at the gyms. That's all she knew was the gym, the gym, the gym. And yet she's such a dainty, pretty little, delicate thing. You'd never know it if you saw her in the ring, though.
Summer's been with me since she was 12 years old. You know, she's 20 years old now. We have a great run, 2 national titles, you know, silver gloves, you know, everything that you're supposed to win, getting to this point. You know, it's time to, she's not a girl anymore, you know, it's time to grow up, and it's time to compete at the highest level, you know, and against women. You know, it's not fighting little girls anymore. This is big girl stuff.
I'm glad I found something that I liked and enjoyed at a very young age, and I know that I'm good at it, and that I could stick to it, and it could actually make me money eventually. Like, it's really cool. Not most people get to have their passions or their hobbies be able to turn out like this.
She's constantly at that gym first thing in the morning. Comes home, takes a cat nap, and goes right back. And she works hard. She's constantly on it, constantly. And she's proven herself. She's come a long way since she was a little girl. Rick didn't think she was going to make it, and he kept trying to discourage her and kick her out, and she showed him.
I think over the years she's matured a lot. She's definitely grown up, but she's still always this big smiles, happy person. So to see her in the ring so serious and so angry is so weird.
I wish I had more time to spend with my friends. They're always out doing things and different things that I can't really do. Like I mean, late nights, fun things. Can't travel, can't really go on to like trips with them because I'm always training, because we never know when we're gonna get a call for a certain fight or anything like that, and you always want to be on point and staying ready. I mean, when we say no days off, I mean that's literally no days off.
It got a little different once Summer went professional. She wasn't as free all the time because of just how much she's training, which is absolutely insane. I have total respect for all that she does. It's crazy. But whenever we do get to go out, it's awesome. Summer likes to get dressed up and do like fancy downtown dates, and it's a lot of fun to go do that. I look forward to it over the summer.
They call me old. I go to bed at I'm in bed by like 9. And if they're like, oh, come out, do things with me, and then it's just like, nah, I gotta get up early at 4 in the morning, so I'll see you later. So yeah, no, I've learned a lot with just kind of disciplining myself and saying when to say yes to certain things and when not to be like, no, I can't really do that. Or even if like I'm going out with my friends and I'm like almost around like fight time and I have to cut weight, I have like a couple pounds, I just want to stay on weight, like we'll go out to eat or something like that, and I'll just be like, nah, I'm good, even though like everybody's just like, oh no, you should eat something, and it's just like, guys, no, it's okay, like this is what I have to do. And if I want to hang out with my friends too and have some type of social life, I mean, that's what I have to put in place. I have to put in like stern, like strict rules with that. But I feel like that's kind of like funny to say though, that I'm pushing myself to go do normal outside activities with like to have a somewhat of a social life outside of boxing. When they see me win, they're like, oh, like I understand now that she couldn't go out this night because this is what she has to do in order to get to a higher point in life.
I'll go to watch her spar, and like she's just a completely different person. Then she comes out, takes her clothes off, and it's just all smiles again.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like, okay, there
yeah,
you go.
Yeah. It's crazy. I was like scared. I was intimidated when she was walking out to her fight and actually fighting. But then like the minute it was over and she won and they like raised her hand, she was like all smiles again.
Yeah,
like,
it was like, okay,
instant
that's the girl I
switch.
know. Yeah.
It's absolutely insane.
Giving up like the time like with friends now, like when I'm so young, it's kind of like it's just the trade-off. I mean, I'll eventually get it back when I'm done with boxing, but I think it's really worth it with everything I got going on so far. I mean, I'm 5-0 with 3 knockouts.
This will be Summer's 4th fight this year. She'll be fighting for the UBO Welterweight World Title. You know, she's been busy this year. You know, I wanted to keep her busy because there's a lot of opportunities for her at the welterweight weight class. I do think she's very, very young, and I do think she could be the future of the weight class. So it's really up to her on how she handles everything, and how serious she wants to take it. You know, I don't think that she'll have an issue getting fights, and I don't think that she will have a problem in that weight class. It's all up to her, you know, and you know, this year is everything, and this fight it's a huge step up. You know, Jessica fought Brenda, I think 3 or 4 years ago. So, you know, Jessica beat her unanimously, and I think if Summer steps up to the plate, you know, and handles business and listens to everything I tell her, I think we can stop her in the later rounds. 10-round fight. Neither one has been 10 rounds, and I think if Summer can knock her out, I think it'll set a huge statement at the welterweight division. So I'm definitely excited about that.
Training camp in all is tons of ups and downs, but during this training camp, it's been a lot of ups. We've learned a lot about the character of Summer and her maturing to who she is right now. Really, really excited what's going on, and things that we're doing in the weight room are super impressive. We're starting to see her athleticism come around, as well as being strong as a woman. If she hunkers down and really becomes disciplined and understands how important and how this is her livelihood now, there is no ceiling. It's the sky's the limit.
It's been a roller coaster of emotions. You know, I think everybody in the gym, I think my team is a slightly dysfunctional family. You know, there's good days, there's bad days. You know, fighters come and go, and Summer's been with me since day one. Same thing with Jessica. So I think this fight means a lot to me because I feel Summer's never fought before. You know, Jessica came from St. Louis and a different gym out there, but Summer's never fought. And I feel like if I can get a fighter from ground zero to a world title, it says a lot about the way I coach. So I feel like I have a lot on the line too. You know, she has to prove herself. I'm still proving myself. As far as like what happens if she wins, you know, she could be a mandatory for Jessica, you know, and that's something that we need to talk to Matchroom and Eddie Hearn about, like what her future holds for her. You know, it could mean that we go to 154. It could mean that we sample and check out 140. You know, so I don't think there's a shortage of quality. I'm sorry, I don't think there's a shortage of fighters between 140 and 154. I think there is a shortage of credible fighters in those weight classes. So I think Summer's young enough to dominate one, if not multiple weight classes. So I'm excited. You know, it's time to grow up. You know, it's time to step out of her shell and kind of step out of Jessica's shadow. You know, I think she's been in the shadow of Jessica for a long time. There's nothing wrong with being in the shadow of an undisputed champion, but it's time to, you know, step up and become your own person. And, you know, I'm excited to see what she can do.
This fight coming up, I know she's gonna take that belt. There is nobody that's gonna knock Summer into winter.